My name is Douglas, and this is my resolution tracker. And today we went to see Hidden Figures. The mall near my house has a matinee that is $4, and so I've been trying to make more of an effort to go to the movies because that gives me a chance to see ones I want to see for a much lower ticket price. And that's a really good way to get people into the movies, I think, is charging them not a lot. Now, granted, I know that movie theaters don't really set the ticket prices, and they're not really making much on the ticket prices. But if this theater can do that, I wonder why others can't. But in any case, it is a great way to spend an afternoon on a weekend. And especially when boyfriend isn't working on the weekend, we get to go see movies together. I really enjoyed the movie. I did have a little bit of an issue. Partway through, there's a moment when there's a romantic subplot, and I'm certainly a romantic, and I'm a sap, and I enjoy those kinds of things, but I think for this particular movie, it just kind of got in the way of what I was interested in seeing. So I didn't especially enjoy seeing that happen in the movie and was kind of anxious for that to end so we could follow up with the other storylines going on. But otherwise, it was a really good movie. It was very well written and very well acted, and I really appreciated everybody who was in it. And I really appreciated that Kirsten Dunst was in it, but I didn't know that because she's, not the biggest, but a relatively big name. But she wasn't the person that the movie was featuring, so they didn't do much to say, hey, come see this movie, this white actress is in it. And I thought that was really neat. Normally when I go to see a movie, I would get a large popcorn and a large soda. But I'm off sugar, so I didn't get any soda. I still got the large popcorn, though, which was kind of an unpleasant experience because the salt and I guess the popcorn itself is just sort of drying, so I end up with tingly, salty, dry lips and kind of a dry mouth. The theater doesn't really have not sweet drinks except for, I guess, water. So I guess that's a good way to go. But it is an interesting sort of hurdle I hadn't really thought of when I was deciding I'm going to go off processed sugar. Can't have soda. We'll see how that goes. Today I also went to pick up the nightstand that last weekend I went to buy, and it was a really good nightstand. It was a little difficult to get in. My friend was able to carry it in for us. And once I got it in and set up, I'm just so happy with it. I remember saying something like, if it were just 4 inches taller, then I'd really appreciate it. But actually, it's the right height. It does exactly what I needed it to do. So I'm really happy. It was a great choice. And I know I spent more on it than I should have, but I'm glad that I did. And I think it'll stand up. It's pretty heavy and sturdy, and it'll probably stand up to anything I might do to it, which honestly is probably not going to be much, but you never know. Also today we had a friend come over, and so I'm actually filming this at about 12:30. And as I talked about before, if I consider midnight the end of the day, then I've failed that resolution. But I don't think that works that way. For one, not everybody's in Eastern time the way that I am, so it's difficult to say it is being recorded past midnight my time. But that is completely different for somebody else. My videos might be coming out well past midnight for someone else who's over on the other side of the world. Not that anybody on the other side of the world is actually watching, but you never know. Nonetheless, it's also hard to assume that midnight crosses over when the next day is, because there's no sleep between. And when you go to sleep, that to me kind of resets yourself, especially when it's a weekend and I get up late. So today, I woke up about 9. I got up and out of bed at about 11:30. And so if I were to consider midnight the end of the day, then that's just over 12-hour day. That's not really a worthwhile day. But now, because I got up late and because I'm so active now, I can get involved in something. I mean, right now I'm just catching up on YouTube, which I enjoy doing anyway. It's been a busy week, so this has been a valuable time to be able to do that. In any case, I'm going to go back to YouTube, hang out for a little bit, drink a little, and I'll see you tomorrow.